Urgent, discover the promises of God in the Bible that will transform your life. The Bible explains it. YouTube, have you ever wondered how the promises of Scripture can reshape an ordinary day into a path of courage and peace? The Bible is not a distant relic. It is a living well of divine assurances that steady the heart and guide the steps when life grows heavy. These words stand like a lighthouse. They say you are not alone, and they say there is a way forward. The promise of salvation declares that faith in Jesus opens the door to life everlasting, as in John 3:16. This is not theory, but a personal invitation to live with purpose and calm, knowing your future rests in the hands of a loving God. The promise of provision assures that God supplies every need. As Paul wrote from confinement to the Philippians, think beyond bread and shelter to the hungers of the soul, peace, love, and meaning flow from his endless riches, and often arrive through the care of a generous community. The promise of peace is the gift Jesus placed in anxious hands. My peace I give you not, as the world gives a peace that stills trembling and steadies the heart. So we can face the storm without surrender. The promise of strength says, fear not, for I am with you, from Isaiah 41:10. When the mountain seems too steep, God does not merely watch, He lifts, He holds, He carries the promise of forgiveness. From 1 John 1:9, washes the stain completely. Confession is not defeat. It is a doorway to freedom, a clean slate to love again and build again. The promise of direction in Proverbs 3:5 and 6 invites us to trust with all the heart and acknowledge God in every path, and He will make the way straight. Prayer, scripture, and wise community train the feet to walk that path. The promise of hope in Romans 8:28 reframes every chapter. God weaves even hard lines into a larger good for those who love Him. The promise of victory over death in 1 Corinthians 15:54 and 55 turns the final word into a beginning. What is mortal will wear immortality. Grief remains. Yet it is braided with an unbreakable hope. The promise of comfort in 2 Corinthians 1:3 and 4 meets us in every valley, so that comfort received becomes comfort. Shared the promise of companionship in Hebrews 13:5. Whispers never will. I leave you walk in that nearness and pass it on. Let these promises shape your choices, your voice, and your courage today.